What's up guys, it's Najee and welcome back to the penultimate football impact video of this season. That's right, with the season pretty much coming to a close right away, but with the Bundesliga and the Pemier League season finished this weekend, Liga, Serie A and La Liga finishes next week. It's all pretty much sad, the season's now coming to an end. So let's see what happened in the last weekend of the Pemier League 16-17 season, whereas pretty much the Champions League places were up for grabs. Chelsea had to beat Newcastle while Liverpool had to lose to Brighton. That didn't happen. Chelsea got thrashed 3-0 by Newcastle. Newcastle United were absolutely outstanding from start to finish. Shelby was literally on fire. Balls he was putting there was amazing. He could have scored a goal in this game. But Chelsea's season is just fading out. Just like at the start of the season, they got beat by Burnley. Last game of the season, permanently got beat by Newcastle. So it hasn't been a great season for them. They've been atrocious this season. CONTE, how that man's still on the job, I don't know. He looks... The only thing is keeping him in the job is the FA Cup final, but before I make this video, he could be actually out of a job. You know, maybe the next couple of days, we don't know, but I'd be shocked if he's still the manager of Chelsea next season. He just doesn't look happy there. In his news conferences and his press conferences, he looks miserable as AF. So I don't know, it doesn't feel, but hey, Newcastle were excellent. Paris scored 2 very good goals. Shelby was excellent. Yamhao has been a totally different player. From the player at the start of the season to the player now is just not the same. And Newcastle were excellent. And a top 10 finish for the tune. Get in Rafa, you beautiful man. What an amazing season they had. And even though it's a championship squad, how Rafa's got us 10th, I still don't understand. But hey, what an amazing season the players and the fans have been this year. As for Chelsea, the FA Cup final is now become absolutely huge as it wasn't already. So that game is now absolutely enormous against Manchester United this weekend, no doubt about it. Which meant Liverpool didn't really need to beat Brighton, but did anyway. They won 4-0 against Brighton. Mohamed Salah is scored his 32nd goal in the Premier League this which is the most by any player in a 38-game season. Yes, I know you could say Andy Cole and Alan Shearer scored more goals in a 42-game season, but it's a 42-game season, it's a 38-game season. It's still astonishing when he scored more goals than Cristiano Ronaldo and Alan Shearer in a 38-game season. That is fucking mind-boggling. But he's been excellent. They were excellent in Liverpool. I also want to give a shout out to Robson. He scored his first goal of the season for Liverpool. A really good finish as well. Salah got his first goal for Liverpool as well. So it was a really sort of nice way to end the season for Liverpool. 4-0 win against a team from me already. We're safe from Brighton. They've had a great season nonetheless. So yeah, a nice season on Liverpool will finish in the top 4. As for Chelsea, they will finish 5th. They'll be in Europa League next season. Last time they were in Europa League, they won it, but they've never been in the group stage of Europa League. The only thing is keeping Antonio Conte, like I said, in a job is the FA Cup final. And Tottenham, which you already knew, were in the Champions League after their win midweek against Newcastle, but they had an absolute fantastic game against Leicester, which finished 5-4. It had 9 goals, it could have had more. I'm not going to talk about the defending because it's more like the last game of the season, we don't really care. It was some fantastic goals. Vardy scored 2 peach of goals. Morris scored a very good goal. Kane scored 2 very good finishes. Lamela scored 2 goals that pretty much you expect him to score. And Inacho scored an absolute screamer of a goal too. So it was fantastic goals, fantastic game really to end the season. But Tottenham finished 3rd this year, and it's been an okay season for them. For me, they should have won that. They should have done well in the FA Cup. They had a really good Champions League campaign. They beat Real Madrid. Actually, they haven't lost to Real Madrid in the Champions League. They're probably the only English club to do that. But they've had a very alright season. Tottenham. Probably the FA Cup was probably the win that has hampered their season really. But they've had an okay season. Top 3 is very good for Pochettino. They have to. But the thing is, they have to keep Pochettino next season because they're going to that massive new stadium. And they have to keep the players they've got. I think players like Alderweireld and probably Sissoko and maybe even Wayama will be out the door along with Danny Rose. So we need to bring in more players if they want to keep Pochettino. As for Leicester, Klopp, I think, will not be the manager there next season. Which just left down to the relegation battle where West Brom were officially relegated after Swansea's defeat against Southampton. After Southampton's win against Swansea midweek, which meant that all was all down. Can Swansea somehow turn a 10-goal swing and somehow put Southampton back in it? No, they're going to be 2-1 by our already relegated Stoke City. And Peter Crouch probably scored his last ever goal in the Premier League, maybe even last ever goal for Stoke. But Swansea, it's just been a horrific season. When you sold Sigurdsson or Orente and you haven't replaced those two players, yes, Tammy Abraham looks a talent, but for me, he's got no Premier League experience when he was at the start of the season for Swansea. So for me, it's been a horrific season for Swansea. The players they have recruited has not been good enough. The managers they brought in, for me, is not good enough. I know they have Carlos Carvalho, I think he's the right manager for Swansea. Get 10 with if he stays at Swansea next season, but for me, there's been too much going on. They've lost their identity, Swansea, for me. They've always been a nice play. Under Brendan Rodgers and Roberto Martinez, it's always been a nice team to play. The football is amazing. Right now, it's just not good. And for me, they've lost their identity, and that's the reason why them, Stoke and West Brom are down, because they've just lost what they are as a team. Southampton, who were safe, but Man City have now smashed the 100 points barrier and have pretty much broke every single record there's there to be broken this season. More points in a season, most goals in the season, most away wins in the season, probably most home wins in the season. What haven't they broke this season? 100 points, they beat them 1-0 thanks to Gabriel Jesus' only goal of the game, which came at pretty much the last kick of the game. Also, Kevin De Bruyne got his 16th assist this season, which means he is the assist king of assists this season, more than David Silva. And also, Southampton will stay up this year after their winning in Swansea midweek, which was absolutely enormous, and what an amazing job Mark Hughes has actually done there to somehow get Southampton safe, which I thought they were down and out when they were atrocious against Newcastle and also against Chelsea when they were 2-0 in that game. I thought they were 3-2, that's not going to have the confidence, but give credit to Mark Hughes has done a really good job, even though I don't think Mark Hughes is a great manager, but I'm not going to lie, he's done a really good job since he's been at Southampton. So he's gone to a cup semi-final, and also, say I don't think he's the right manager for Southampton. I think Southampton need to go and get a manager, maybe sort of next, maybe another Pochettino, maybe another Ronald Koeman, just to get them players motivated, because I don't think they are motivated. Also, they keep selling their best players. So Huddersfield will definitely be in the Premier League next season after they drew against Chelsea midweek, but it's pretty much didn't really care about this game. It was more like Arsene Wenger's last ever game as Arsenal manager. His first ever time going to Huddersfield, and pretty honest, Harmer Chapman, who used to manage Arsenal, he was a Huddersfield fan. So what a way to sort of seal it really. But they get a 1-0 win against Huddersfield, the first win away from home in 2018, even the first points away from home in 2018. That is absolutely unbelievable. So that they can tick that box off Arsenal and say we finally won a game away from home in 2018. But I mean, the only goal in this game, I think he's going to be an absolute bang-on star next year for Arsenal and also for the Premier League. I really think I think he has 9 or 8 goals he scored since he's been there, which I think is up there with Thierry Henry, which is incredible really. So he is definitely going to be an absolute star for Arsenal in the future and also next season in the Premier League. Big watch out for him. And Arsenal have had a horrific season this year. 6th is nowhere near good enough for Arsenal. They're close to Burnley than they are to the Champions League places. So next season, if whoever the manager needs to get that club in the top 4 and then progress from there, because right now it's a 2 to 3 year job at that club. But hey, they've had an alright season. Wenger gets a nice sort of celebratory, you could say, of his amazing time at Arsenal, which I'm really happy to see, really. But also, Dale Wagner, what an amazing job he's done at Huddersfield. In fact, the Huddersfield are safe, 16th in the league. No one thought they would even finish 19th in the league. Man, won't finish 16th. What an amazing job he's done there. Huddersfield, I bow down to you. You've been amazing this season. So guys, here's the last Premier League table of this season, where Man City smashed the 100 points barrier and smashed the goals barrier as well, so what do you expect? Mine with their last game of the season beat Watford 1-0, last game for Manchester United, so wish him the best of his retirement. Tottenham will finish 3rd and Liverpool in the top 4. Chelsea, Arsenal and Burnley will be in Europa League next season. Everton, Leicester and Newcastle finish in the top 10. And the bottom is Crystal Palace, Bournemouth, West Ham, Watford, Brighton, Huddersfield all stay up along with Southampton. The 3 teams that are relegated are Swansea, Stoke City and West Brom finish rock bottom. So guys, here's what happened in the last weekend of the Bundesliga, where Hamburg have officially been relegated. Yes! Get in! We've waited fucking so long for them to be relegated. They're finally relegated. They take their stupid clock with them. They got beat, even though they beat Club back 2-1. It didn't matter. Wolfsburg won 4-1, so it didn't really matter to Hamburg. They've been atrocious all season. The only reason why they have been staying in the Bundesliga year upon year is because they're not good enough to go down. This season they are good enough to go down, and for me they deserve to go down, because you can't expect to stay up every single season by the skin of your teeth. It didn't happen this year. It is happening. They are down. They will join Cologne in the Bundesliga second division next year, and for me, totally deserve it. Also, Gladbach, we've had a horrific season this year. Top 10 is an okay season, but it's not good enough. Not good enough indeed. Like I said, with Wolfsburg, they won 4-1 against Cologne, which means they're in the relegation playoff. They will play a team in the second division who finished third in the Bundesliga second division, so that's who they play. But when it goes into confidence, really, that's to know Cologne were already relegated and they had nothing to play for. But that's a really good win for Wolfsburg to give them a boost and confidence and goals to go into that massive game on Tuesday and Thursday in that relegation playoff. Dortmund just got into the top 4 after their 3-1 defeat by Hoffenheim, which Hoffenheim will be in automatic Champions League places next season. Congratulations to them, the first time they've ever been in the Champions League, and Junior Nagelsmann has been sensational again this season. Last season they finished top 4, this season they finished in the top 3. Incredible season. Them and Schalke, and probably you could say maybe Stuttgart have been the breakout teams this year. Phenomenal season they've had. Dortmund have been atrocious this season and need major signings. We all know they're going to have a new manager next season. Would it be David Wagner? Would it be anybody else? For me, you need a manager that's been at Dortmund. You're all there in club effect really. And I bet David Wagner ticks the box. Would he leave Huddersfield? If there's one club out there, I think if there's one club that David Wagner would leave Huddersfield for, I think it's Borussia Dortmund. That's where he started his career as manager, as assistant manager. He's been through the whole academies, so I think he's the man for Dortmund. And Dortmund have lost their, just like many other teams, their identity really. And for me, they need a massive change in the summer and a massive reboot of that squad. But they're in the Champions League just by 2 goals. Unbelievable. Which meant Leverkusen missed out by 2 goals. That's right, they had the same number of points, missed out by 2 goals. Incredible. Their 3-2 win against Hanover, which just wasn't enough in the end, but they've had a decent season, Leverkusen. I thought top 4 would have been a great season for them. It's been alright season. They want to be in the Europa League next year. So we'll see what this Dortmund team, this Leverkusen team are made up next season, and can they keep their main star, the breakout star this year, that has been Bailey. We wouldn't see that one because there's a lot of clubs flirting for his signature. And Leipzig wins 6-2 against Hertha Berlin. Naby Keita's last ever game for RB Leipzig, so before he goes to Liverpool in the summer for next season. And a massive win. I want to get also Oliver Lukman. He's now on absolute fire. I think he scored 2 goals in this game. He scored 2 very good goals. Theo Werner was back in the goals. Looks like to be his last game as Borussia at RB Leipzig before he goes to Borussia Dortmund in the summer. So it's been alright. Although Leverkusen hasn't been a great season for them, it's been an alright season. They're still going to be in Europa League next year, but for a club of their stature, with the money they have, they should be aiming higher than 6th. Okay guys, here is the last Bundesliga table of this season, where Bayern already were champions months ago. Schalke will finish 2nd this season. Hoffenheim will finish 3rd. Dortmund will be in the Champions League just by just by a couple of goals. Then there's Leverkusen who will be 5th, and RB Leipzig 6th. Stuttgart could still get European spot if Bayern Munich win the German Cup against Frankfurt, which has been an unbelievable season for a promoted club to get into the top 7. It's astonishing. Then it is Frankfurt, then Gladbach and Hertha Berlin are in the top 10. At the bottom is Werder Bremen, Augsburg, Hannover, Mainz and Freiburg all safe. Then there's Wolfsburg who are playing the relegation playoff, and Hamburg and Cologne are going down to the 2nd division in German football. Now we move on to the penultimate games in La Liga, where Barcelona finally lost a game. That's right, Barcelona lost their first game in the season in La Liga. I don't even know who's the last team to beat Barcelona. Someone tweet me, or someone put in the comment down below, because it's been that long. I think it was a stretch of 50 something matches or something like that. So incredible. Levante were 5-1 up, and Barcelona nearly got back in the game from 5-1 down. So it was an incredible game. 9 goals in this match. It could have been a red card for a couple of games, a couple of players. Barcelona should have a penalty at the end. I don't know what the referee's looking at. I mean, you're staring at it, man. Come on. So it has not been. It's been a very what if sort of game that was. Really a massive win for. It wasn't. It's a huge sort of scalp for Levante. A small little town for Levante, beating a massive club in Barcelona. The first time they beat them in the season. So that's not really good for Barcelona. They got knocked out in the Champions League. Yes, for all I know, they won the double, but to call yourself invincible, that would be amazing for them this season. And for me, Barcelona are just like a speedboat just crashing into a mountain, and that's what Barcelona had this season. It sometimes go up, sometimes go down. Also, why Lionel Messi wasn't in the squad for Barcelona and not playing this game, I don't know. I mean, it just goes to show Lionel Messi is so big for Barcelona that they lost against Levante because of it. Just unbelievable. But a massive win for Levante. Valencia get a 1-0 win against Granola, which means Granola will not be in Europe next season. So, but Valencia, we already know, will finish in the top 4. Atletico Madrid get a 1-0 win as well, which pretty much secures second because of their head-to-head battle with Real Madrid. So they will finish above Real Madrid for the first time in 4 years. That year they won the La Liga title, so they won't win the La Liga title this season. But they've had a very good season to get to Europa League final and to be ahead and finish above your arch rivals. Well, your arch real rivals, led Real Madrid, is a massive achievement for them and for Diego Simeone. Real Madrid won 6-0 against Celta Vigo. Gareth Bale scored 2 goals in this game. Also, Isco scored an absolute perler of a freaking goal. So those two are sort of fighting who's going to be in the Champions League final place. And for me, I think Isco will get it as much as Gareth Bale has scored 2 goals in this game. Zidane just doesn't want Bale there. He doesn't want Bale at the club. He wants Bale sold. And I don't know why Bale still is at Real Madrid. The only reason why he's still at Real Madrid is because of this fucking wage bill. This is the only thing I can think of. But if I was Gareth Bale, Bayern Munich is knocking on your door, go to them. I mean, James Rodriguez went to Bayern Munich and he's been absolutely sensational. For me, I think Gareth Bale should leave Real Madrid to go to Bayern Munich. I think it's the right path right now in his career. But he got 2 goals this game, a massive win to give them sort of belief and to get the players sort of some confidence going in their game against Liverpool in a couple of weeks' time. Sevilla played Real Betis in a 2-2 cracking Seville derby. Real Betis took the lead thanks to Mark Bartra's header. Then Sevilla go back in the game 1-1. Then they took the lead 2-1 and Real Betis go up the other end and they had 2-2. Real Betis has become one of the most entertaining teams to watch in La Liga this season because they're so full of goals and so full of chaos of defending. But hey, they've had a very good season. They will be in Europa League next year for the first time in many years. Sevilla will also be in Europa League as well, but they've had a horrific season. 7th is not good enough for Sevilla, and to be below your arch rivals, Real Betis. Come on, man. Come on, you're better than that. And Villarreal will also be in Europa League. They will probably look like finishing 6th this year after their bumping to win against Deportivo, who we already know already relegated. So they've had a horrific season. Villarreal, good win for them, and they will be in Europa League next season. So guys, here's the penultimate La Liga table of the season, where Barcelona top with 90 points after their defeat, which means they won't be called the Invincibles anymore. Atletico Madrid will finish 2nd above Real Madrid, and Valencia will right now going to finish in Champions League places. Villarreal and Real Betis are sort of fighting for 5th. Sevilla will be finishing 7th. Getafe, Elbar, and Real Sociedad in the top 10. And the bottom is Granola, Alves, Celta Vigo, Espanyol, Levante, Athletic Bilbao, and Leganés. We already know we're safe. And right now the 3 teams that are relegated with Deportivo, Las Palmas, and Malaga. It's pretty much between Las Palmas and Malaga who's going to finish rock bottom. So let's happen this week in Serie A. And Juventus have been crowned 7 straight Scudetto champions, which really knew they were ready to champions because their massive goal difference, but they are now officially champions after their 0-0 draw against Roma. Roma will now be in the Champions League places next season because there's no way, because of Lazio and Inter Milan play next week, which means one of those 2 teams are missing out, which means they will definitely be in the Champions League next season. Congratulations to Roma, they've had a very good season, not a great season in Serie A, but a very good season nonetheless. The players should be absolutely chuffed with what they've done this year to get the semi-finals of the Champions League in the group of death. Plus, they've had a very good season, end the season in Serie A, and the fact that they look like to be bringing in more players in the summer, they're definitely going to be major challengers next year to Roma. Roma are going to be major challengers next season in the Scudetto race with Napoli and Juventus, and probably Lazio and Inter as well, because they've had a really good sort of end to the season. If they can keep Icardi and Immobile, then they'll be. Which means Lazio only drew this weekend 2-2 against Crotone. They took lead in this game thanks to a penalty, but Crotone, who are trying to stay in Serie A, got a point which may be absolutely huge come the last game of the season next week, as could be massive. Which meant it's all down to Inter and Lazio. Inter lost this weekend 2-1 against Sassuolo, and that's a huge defeat for them, which means Inter have to win against Lazio to give any chance to Champions League, any chance to get in Champions League. That game is absolutely huge. If they don't win that game, then Lazio win the Champions League, which you probably say Lazio are the favourites, but Inter have been so inconsistent this season. It's incredible. They were 2-1 against Juventus, and you thought, oh, they'll win this game, and then somehow Juventus won 3-2, and then they kind of beat Sassuolo. That's been Inter's problem all season. It's just up and down. Their form has been all over the place. But Lazio, I expect them to finish 4th now, because Immobile now coming back for the game. Looks like he is after his hamstring injury. So I expect Lazio to get top 4, but you never know with Inter Milan. On the day, they can beat anyone. AC Milan played Atalanta in sort of two teams trying to finish 6th. Atalanta were down to 10 men. Kessie scored a goal against his parent club. Yes, I know he's on loan there, but it's still his parent club. And then AC Milan down to 10 men, and then Atalanta scored an absolute late equaliser at the end to get an absolute massive point. But it's sort of going to the last day of the season for those two teams. And Udinese with a huge win against Verona, which will I think puts them safe. I'm not 100% certain, but I think they're okay. I don't know maybe the goal difference, but it's a huge one nonetheless against Verona. I don't think they're safe yet, or they may be safe. It's sort of really tight down there. You don't really know who's safe and who's not, but you expect Udinese just to be okay now. They probably need another point in the last day of the season just to make sure that they're in Serie A next season. But they shouldn't be in this freaking mess in the start if they actually play good football. So guys, here is the Serie A table where Juventus are champions on 91 points. Napoli, with their win this weekend, it didn't really matter. Their 2-0 win against Sampdoria, it didn't really matter to them because they won 2nd. Roma will be in the Champions League next season with their point, which means it's between Lazio and Inter Milan. Inter Milan can still catch Lazio, but they have to win to make sure they're in the Champions League. Lazio is it's in their hands. No question about it. AC Milan are just a point ahead of Atalanta. It's between those two who's going to get the Europa League sort of automatic qualifying spot and who will get the Europa League sort of playoff spot. Fiorentina, Sampdoria and Torino are in the top 10. And at the bottom is Sassuolo, with their win move above Genoa, Bologna, Chievo, Udinese. You expect to be safe. So it's really tight down there because Chievo, Udinese, Cagliari, Spal and Crotone are all still fighting in this relegation spot. But I expect Udinese just to have enough to stay up, but it never goes down that way. It's going to be an absolute slam dunker at the end of the season who goes down. Hellas Verona already know relegated. And Benevento got a win this weekend, but it didn't really matter, they're already down. But they're going down with a bit of confidence. So let's see what happened in Ligue 1. Lyon got beat 3-2 by Strasbourg. Monaco with a huge win against Saint-Etienne. And Marseille drew 3-3 against Guingamp. So nothing changes at all apart from Strasbourg keeps them up in Ligue 1. A huge win against Lyon. That defeat for Lyon now puts them down to 3rd because Monaco, their win, now go above Lyon on the table by a handful of points. So it's really, really tight who's going to get the Champions League places. As for Marseille, they can only get a draw this weekend against Guingamp, which means that they could have easily overtaken Lyon with their defeat against Strasbourg. They haven't. They lost. They only drew 3-3 against Guingamp. So it's very, very, very intriguing last day of the season. Marseille, to get second, have to have a 5-goal swing over Monaco, or Monaco concede 5. Also, Marseille want to finish in the Champions in the 3rd place. They have to now somehow get a massive win at the end of the season, and then it all changes again. But we're in the last day of the season because this is going down to the last game of the season next week for all those 3 teams who gets 2nd, 3rd and 4th in the league table. And last game, Lyon are officially safe after their huge win against Dijon. What a remarkable job they've had. I thought the last 2 months they were dead, they were buried. I thought they were down with Metz. They're not. They somehow stay up. I don't know how they've done it. Congratulations to them. They are a massive club in Lyon, in France. I think they're one. If you take away PSG, Monaco, Marseille, and also Lyon, I think they're the 4th or 5th biggest club in France. So the fact that Lyon are somehow favored relegation is a disgrace. But good win, a massive win to keep them in the league keep them in Ligue 1 for next season. So this is how the Ligue 1 table looks. PSG are on 82 points. Monaco were above Lyon in the table on 77. Lyon with their defeat on the 75. And Marseille are a point behind Lyon on 74. It is really so fucking tight between them three teams. Rennes are fifth. Then it's Nice, Bordeaux, Saint-Etienne, Montpellier, Nantes in the top 10. At the bottom, Gandalf, Amiens, Dijon, Alger. Then it's Lyon, their huge win means they're safe. Strasbourg, their huge win means they're safe. Caen, Toulouse and Troyes are fighting for the fighting for who is getting relegated in sort of automatic relegation spot and the relegation playoff. And Metz, who we already knew were going into League 2 next season. So guys, there are the football impact for this episode. Please have an amazing day and enjoy yourself while you're doing it. Please like, subscribe to Natural. We'll see you later.